VP pick for Trump, J.D. Vance, wants to punish women crossing state lines for care. Here it is.
Okay, look, here's the situation. Let's say Roe versus Wade is overruled. Ohio bans abortion, in 2022 or let's say 2024. And then, every day, George Soros sends a 747 to Columbus to load up disproportionately black women to get them to go have abortions in California. And of course, the left will celebrate this as a victory for diversity. That's kind of creepy.
House justice is when we exterminate working class black people.
Something like that could, that would be a really weird turn of events that could happen, yes.
And it's like, if that happens, do you need some federal response to prevent it from happening? Because it's really creepy. And, I'm pretty sympathetic to that, actually.
All right. One, a woman's right to choose should be absolute here. It's a medical decision. And without the J.D. Vance commentary, you may not know exactly where he stood on this. You do know that traveling, interstate travel, is a constitutional right. You have the right to interstate travel. And when you see these laws, because now you have Texas and other places are saying ridiculous things, like if you seek to exercise your right in the state where it's legal, you could be charged. And this was proclamation set forth by members of the legislature. They never did this as it relates to gambling. There are states where you could gamble, states where you can't gamble. So people go to states where you can gamble, they come back to their home state. Nobody was there waiting to arrest them because they decided to leave their state to go do something in a state where it's legal. They don't do that with proclivities of Las Vegas situations either. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Put him up full mass. So here he is. He's the guy bringing down the Trump ticket, ironically. Raw story. New audio shared by Kamala Harris promoting account spark online discussion Thursday night. The audio reportedly featuring GOP VP pick J.D. Vance suggested he supports a federal response to prevent women from crossing state lines for abortions, which, by the way, they will be going to states where they are legal. Raw story could not immediately verify the audio's authenticity, but the account described it as a stunning leak and criticized the Ohio senator for advocating for such a federal response. The internet wasted no time slamming Vance over the remark, including Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, who called the audio dystopia scary. Murphy wrote on X, quote, "It's not enough for them to tell women they can have children or what healthcare they can get. Now they want to control where women can travel. Online users also shared the following views. One user requested clarification on disproportionately black women remark, while another wrote, Project 2025 equals Project Control. One ex-user also warned about potential invasive policies for women traveling internationally, like mandated pregnancy tests, etc. Meanwhile, yet another clip resurfaced of Vance from 2021, a speech he gave. It was a bizarre suggestion. Here it is.
Let's give votes to all children in this country, but let's give control over those votes to the parents of those children. When you go to the polls in this country as a parent, you should have more power. You should have more of an ability to speak your voice in our democratic republic than people who don't have kids. Let's face the consequences and the reality. If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice.
Sounds on message to me what he said on Lil Tuk Tuk's program about childless cat ladies. This guy has an issue. All right, Jackson, VP pick of Trump.
I mean, well, you know, the funniest thing about all of this to me is that Trump apparently initially was not going to go with J.D. Vance. He was going to go with Burgum or somebody else. And then his, Tweedledee and Tweedledum came creeping in and his two sons convinced him to do it. Or however it went down, whatever the case, this is a complete disaster for his campaign, especially in a race that's close. So this is just he's just weird. This is just stupid stuff that he's saying, and you can't defend it. So I think it, like you said, maybe he will replace him. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. JD may not make it to the end. We'll see.
Yeah.